Good evening, everybody. How are we? Maria 2.0 coming at you live from the studio, aka Michael's bedroom. Um, so tonight I want to talk about again Team 2.0 and what we're doing. There's been a lot of developments and people join the team, and over the next couple of days I'll be introducing everybody to you guys individually, and hopefully we can all celebrate their wins and support them, through breakdowns whilst they're making their breakthroughs. Hey, how you going? So good to see you, Vanessa. Hey, Megan. So Team 2.0 is growing every day, and it's really exciting times, and I'm hoping that Ace will pop on. I wanted to talk to Ace about a few things, and he said that he would join me because he's always a really good sounding board. So Megan, if get on to Ace and tell him to hurry up. We were discussing a few things that have come up for us lately. So, and Ace is a really, he's so knowledgeable. So it's really good to have him on board and get his perspective on a lot of things, because it's always quite different to many other people's, and it's always good to get a different point of view on things. Hey, Wendy, good to see you. Hey, Sunita. Happy 30th, Sunita. I hope your birthday party on the weekend was as amazing as you hoped it would be. The photos look fantastic. So the weekend just passed. I had the privilege of going up to Port Stephens to speak at Personal Touch Fitness, and got to meet a group of phenomenal human beings, and I got to openly share and hopefully help people with a few barriers that they have created for themselves in regards to reaching goals, and not all of it is weight loss. So that was really special, and I really enjoy kind of being in that space with people in, a safe space, a judgment-free space, a space that is safe to be vulnerable. It's unlike anything else to be in that space with all of these people, and I got to really connect with Richie, Results by Richie. He is so out of this world knowledgeable. It just blew my mind. I'm constantly learning, every day learning different things, and just making me a better coach and a better... Hey, Arzi, speaking of Team 2.0, my newest recruit, Arzi, we are going to do some amazing things, her and I cannot wait for this. So let's get Arzi on. So let's go live. Let's see if she'll jump on. She declined. She's the one that invited herself and then declined her own invitation. Dude, we've got our work cut out for us there. It's really exciting times, we've already done a lot of work together, but to be able to kind of put a commitment to certain goals and things like that is really exciting, and I cannot wait, like I said, for everybody to kind of encourage everybody. And hey, Liz, welcome. So, there's a lot of things in the air. There's a lot of energies that are being, I don't know, there's a lot going on. There's shift everywhere. Arzi, are you actually going to, you keep requesting to come on and then declining your own invitation. Let's see if this works now. Let's see if we get her. So we're just waiting for Arzi to join. Hey!
Hi!
It worked!
Yes.
You did it! How are you?
I'm good.
That's good. So what are you doing at the moment?
Kids have just been put to bed and I'm relaxing.
Oh, how does it get better than that?
True. True.
So, Azi, tell us a little bit about yourself, where you're at right now, and where you want to, like, what you want to achieve, your motivations for joining Team 2.0, what you're hoping to gain from that, as well as, you know, achieving like a fitness goal. But what else are you trying to do? Where are you at right now? Tell us
Um,
everything.
I'm overwhelmed by it all. Excited, nervous, scared. I guess for a long time, and from the moment I've met you, it's always been a dream to want to compete. But it's everything that goes with it: the discipline, being around the people that motivate you as well, just being in that environment, having the right mindset, everything about it that comes with it, you know. Also
Yeah.
being a better person for my kids, like that's my biggest priority now
Yeah.
too. So training and doing all that just puts me in the right mind frame and helps me be better in every way. So
I love that. I love it. And you know, the thing is, even though it's hard, people um, tend to lose the fun factor of it, and then I think that's so important to keep it fun. You know, people get too caught up thinking that they have to suffer for things, suffer for growth, suffer for achievements, and all that kind of stuff. So I think this is where
but
it's going to be
the
different.
reward is bigger.
Oh, absolutely, but we're
Everything
going to enjoy the
daily.
actual journey too. Like it's going to be hard, but it's not going to like it's not going to be. We're not going to suffer, if that makes sense. You know,
No.
people have this skewy, you know, view that you have to suffer for things, and I want to. I want you're gonna, yeah. So excited, so excited because we're
Well,
gonna
I
have a
just went
ball.
on and had a look at like the app. I don't know if you've gone into any detail, if I've missed any of that.
No,
Before
no,
I
no, no. I haven't done that yet. So do it.
um I just started going through it and it's amazing. It's what I've needed. A guide when I'm not with you, just having that motivation and checking in, putting down your goals and, you know, knowing that it's all noted down. You don't have to worry about keeping track of it mentally as well when you've got a million things going in and you want to go in and just train, get it done, write down what you've done, know what you need to do. It's all there for you. It's
Yeah.
incredible.
I
It's
love that.
really,
I
really
love
good.
that you liked the program, that the Kickstart first phase that I've written for you, and the fact that I can add personal goals and habits and
Yeah.
stuff to it too. Like if there's something that we're struggling with, I can actually like add it in as an exercise to do daily that you can check in with me and
Yeah.
do all of that. Hey Ace, good to see you. Can't wait to talk to you, so hang around. But yeah, so no, it's good. Like all the things, you know, that we struggle with, whether it be, you know, mindset weaknesses or whatever, we can add personal things, even if it was, you know, monitoring sleep and being accountable for all of that kind of stuff. So we're going to get it all working beautifully.
And that's
Like
what the difference is with you compared to anyone else that I've trained with, and I have trained with other people. That's the first thing that I've noticed is it's not even about really my training, is it? It's about putting me in the right head space, knowing what I need to remember every day.
it's about
You
growth
know,
as a person,
yeah,
and everything we achieve is just a bonus, right? Because we're working from the inside out. Everything on the outside is just a bonus of what we are doing on the inside, whether it be here, energetically. Like we're getting right to the core of things and making permanent changes. It's not just about competing. It's not about training. It's about, you know, following your joy, creating some joy, you know, changing, breaking patterns, you know, destructive behaviors and all of that kind of stuff. So I'm really glad that
so
you brought
true.
the app up and that you actually really pleased with kind of, you know, the first day of things and what we've set out for you.
Yeah,
So,
because it's a struggle not only for me but for everyone else. I want to train with you, but you're not going to be there all the time. And reality is, you need to do it on your own. And just having that guidance when you're not even there, knowing that you're still onto it, You're still there to check in, change, do whatever needs to be done. That's what I need for someone that has got a million things going on at the same time, but I still got my goal set. That's what I love.
Absolutely. That's so good. I'm glad. Thank you for that feedback because it's really important. And it is. It's about like teaching you to be able to do it independently. But I'm there to support you and do all of that. And we're still going to have fun with that. But if it's all set out for you, you have something to fall back on when you can't actually think for yourself, because we're going to have shit days and we're going to have whatever. So we've just backed it up with like something that you can fall back on so that you don't actually have to use your head if you don't want to.
Yeah.
Life happens. So
Yeah.
welcome to the team, Ozzy. I'm so happy to have you. And I look
Blessed to
forward
be
to
part of it.
everything. Oh, we're going to have so much freaking fun.
We are.
Oh my God. So excited. And I cannot wait to actually see you on Thursday for our first physical session together. That will
I'm a
be
little bit scared.
Yes, be afraid, be very afraid. No.
It's always the best sessions when you're scared, though.
Absolutely, because you discover there's nothing to be scared about. But
True.
yeah, no, I cannot wait. And yeah, I'm so overwhelmed with like gratitude and excitement. I just don't have the words, but you know exactly how I feel, and I just can't wait to, like I said to you earlier today, I can't wait for you to see you how I see you.
That was beautiful too.
It's like so powerful. Like your potency is just next level. But yeah, you'll see.
I will.
Beautiful. All right. Well, you do what you got to do. Stay on if you're bored or whatever. And I'm gonna get Ace on here because he's gonna kick a few people's bums with his.
Okay.
Yeah. He's awesome. He is, someone that I actually uh, invest time in reading their content and following, because I really respect his no bullshit approach to a lot of things, in regards to, not letting your emotions get the better of you and learning to master your mind. So I'm all about that, as everybody knows. So yeah, stay tuned. You're going to love this.
I will. Yeah, I've been following him and I've been loving the things that he posts up. So I'm looking forward to it.
Good girl.
Okay then.
I'm going to actually do that like as part of Team 2.0. Whoever joins it has to follow Ace. You have to follow certain people. You got to surround yourselves with certain people, certain mindsets. Yeah, absolutely. All about the energy. Beautiful. All right, Ozzy, thanks for jumping on. I love you. Thanks. And I'll speak to you soon.
Bye.
See ya. Bye. Okay, so are you still on, Ace? Let's see if we can join Ace. So yeah, it's not about competing or lifting heavy things. When you are so right, that is just a bonus. So let's have a look at who we've got here. Ace. Is Ace still here? Ace, where did you go? He left. That's all right. He'll come back. But we've got Vanessa here from Intuit Activewear. And if you're shopping around for some activewear that is tried and tested and good quality, please check them out. Support these guys. They're amazing, and anything they can do to help anyone, they do. And they have been really supportive for me, and I'm all about community. I'm all about a tribe. So if you're not liking or following them, please jump on into, like, we've got, I'm gonna see if I can put something up. Let's have a look into it. Activewear. I can't share it, but hang on. Is into an activewear. Oh, we love you. Let's have a look. Vanessa, do you want to jump on and have a chat with me? Do you have pants on today? Can you share with everybody about your brand and what you're actually doing and all of that kind of stuff? If you're happy to do that, we'd love to have you on. I'd love to have a chat to you. So I'm not sure, like I said, if you've got pants on, but because that's, I don't know, I think Wendy made that a rule. It's not really my rule, it's Wendy's rule. But let's have a look. Yeah. All right. Feel free to decline this invitation, but I'm going to send you a request anyway and see if you come on. Haha, I don't, but we will jump on. Yay, that's mad. Okay, so let's have a look. Hey, there's the team. How are we?
Hello.
Gonna turn the light on.
Hey,
Sorry,
thanks
it's a
for
bit dark
jumping
here.
on, guys.
Thanks for having us.
Oh,
I actually don't have pants on, so you won't see
like
the
I
bottom
said,
half
that's
of
not
me.
even my rule. That was Wendy's rule. I don't even know. I just say that now. So I want to know, well, everyone wants to know. We want to know, what was your inspiration in starting your brand? Like what you hope to achieve, what you stand, like where the shortcomings that you saw that you wanted to fill, like share, tell us everything.
You can say.
You say it.
Well, we've obviously been into the gym and obviously wearing activewear when you go to the gym. So we just want people to be comfortable in what they wear, like for everybody. I mean, not just for the gym, just, a lot of people like wearing them, go shopping, just, visit friends and whatever else. And, we just want people to be comfortable in what they wear in their own skin as well.
Absolutely. And do you know what I've noticed is I didn't even know you guys, but the support and everything and the encouragement that you guys give people that you don't even know is incredible. And kudos to you, because it's a personal thing for you guys. It's not actually just, it's not about making money. It's not about whatever. It's actually about contributing and creating something real that you're passionate about. And I love that. Like, it sets you apart from everyone else. And I actually hope that I can collaborate with you guys at some point if you'd like to get my Team 2.0 uniforms. I'd love it to be, of your brand, because, you
love that
are
too.
what we stand for. So I would love to collaborate with you guys in regards to, just getting, getting everyone decked out in your gear and just doing something together. I would love to work with you guys on all of that, get it all out
That's
there.
all we're about. We're about support, family, love. That's
absolutely.
it.
I love that. And I love, like I said, all your stuff, like even the other day, like, your daughter, you and your daughter on TikTok. My daughter's a TikTok fan. Like, I can relate to that. I see that. Like, you are your brand. Like, it's beautiful. Like, it actually transcends everything else. And I really, like, from the ground level up, I'd love to build with you guys and grow with you guys and do all of that. So, and thank you so much for reaching out all the time. Like I said, you didn't know, your encouragement. Like I said, I fell in love with you guys because of your support of me, And you know what, Jerry, you actually look like my brother-in-law. Has anyone ever told you that?
Gary, everyone says that, yeah.
You freak me out.
Yeah, I get that a lot.
Do you? It's not just me. Okay,
no, I get it a lot.
I'm thinking, bro, this guy looks like Gary Hart.
I get that a lot. Yeah.
And it's so funny because Panayoti, Gary's son, usually jumps on these lives and just throws out random questions at me and stuff now. So if he was on, I would be like, hey, Panayoti, do you think this bloke looks like your dad? But he'll watch it back and he'll probably show Gary. But it freaks me. Like, I swear to God, I'm so, freaked out, looking at, bro, they're like, what do they call them? Doppelgangers, the twins that you...
Yeah, doppelgangers.
Yeah. Absolutely. So I want you, can you guys, I'm going to share you guys later and whatever. And if I get some question, I'm going to send everyone your way. But I really want to organize time with you guys so that we can, do this. Because like I said, I've just launched Team 2.0, I've rebranded everything and want to do all of that. So
for sure.
we can support each other and share the love. It would be a privilege to wear your stuff. Like, it really would.
It'd be our privilege.
So cute. So freaking cute. So, how long have you guys been training for? Like, what's your like background in regards to?
Well, he's obviously
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah,
just a couple of weeks.
I've been training for probably close to 20 years, but I used to be really, really skinny, and I used to get like teased at school, and
Peter Andre.
yeah, calling Peter Andre, doesn't your parents feed you, blah blah. So, I mean, it's yeah. So I've come a long way, with my training and everything else. But
isn't that funny? Like, a lot of people think it's about losing weight, but you was the other way for you. It was
other way,
and you still copped it, regardless
Yeah.
of being skinny. And it doesn't matter. Like, if people are just like, you just cop it, and it's funny that what fitness can give you, what training can give you, what it gives your soul. Like, it's just so good for you. Like, because even as a boy, even like boys don't generally, but it just shows it just doesn't discriminate against, gender, weight, all of that kind of stuff. It can really save your life.
Yeah, it was it was really bad. Like, seriously, like people like tease me at school, like, skinny, you're this, you're that. And I mean, I didn't really it affected me a little bit, but I got inspired by one of my friends, my good friend Adam. He started training, and I started going to the gym with him, and then obviously asking questions, what kind of foods they eat, the training styles, and got to where I am, which is good. And now I pass it on to other people, and then then we start doing activewear stuff now. So we just I really, really love to help people out. I mean, it's not really about the money. I mean, everyone likes to make money, obviously, but I mean, look, you want to help people.
Like money is, it's a necessity, but it's not your motivation behind it. Like,
That's
it's
right.
not like, obviously everyone needs to pay their bills and whatever. We're not, but when it's not your motivating factor, that's what makes the difference. And that's why, like I said, like I feel like we gel because, there's more to it for us. There's more, we want to make a difference and all of that kind of stuff. And I love the fact that, you can say it affected me a little bit, but you know what? I surrounded myself with the right people. I asked the right questions. I did that, and I got through it, because a lot of people don't.
Yeah.
They don't actually get the opportunity, and then later on, like in life, they're like, "Oh shit, what now?"
Yeah.
Exactly. So, it's beautiful that you actually got to that point, and now you can actually spread that message and encourage everyone to get into the gym.
I've got kids that are like much younger, and like they're asking, "Oh, how do you get big and this and that?" And they always resort to trying steroids, and I'm like, no, just don't do that. You just got to train properly, eat properly. What I mean? Don't look at this. They look at these Instagram stories and they see these huge guys, and they just want to be like that in 5 days. And you're like, it's not like that. What I mean? Just stay away from that stuff. If you just train properly, eat properly, and just follow some simple rules, you will get there eventually. It's a slow process, but you will get there.
Yeah.
Absolutely. And then that's what it is. Like, I learned, and I'm still learning, that it's a marathon. It's actually not a sprint. And I'm thinking, oh God, it's been 3 years. I'm like, 3 years sounds like ages, but it feels like yesterday. I'm just like, and I haven't even scratched the surface yet. Like, I keep doing these bicep comparisons, and I'm like, to grow that much, it's taken me 3 freaking years of consistency, hard work. But you know what? I'd do it 10 times over if I had to. Because it's that rewarding to see that. I'm like, once you get a peak, I'm like, oh my God, I can see it from the back. It's exciting, but it's And I even say to the girls, like the women, even the boys are looking at these big boys and wanting to be that way. But even women are aspiring to be like women, that they don't actually understand. Just because they're not muscly does not mean they're not on performance enhancing drugs. You're aspiring to be like someone that you can't be unless you, and no judgment if you wanted to. But the thing is, a lot of them aren't aware that what's behind being able to look like that.
That's right.
And so that's why I always say you can't be looking at all of these Instagram models and whatever, because they're not natural. And like, again, no, it doesn't matter, but you're not going to be, odds are you're not going to be able, unless you're a genetic freak, you're not going to be allowed, you're not going to be able to look like that unless you do this.
That's right.
So, you know, it's just so important about not, you know, comparing, you know, or having a thing in mind. Yeah, you want to be fit, you want to be healthy, but you've got to, yeah, be careful who you're actually comparing yourself to. And it's good that, you know, the young ones have you to kind of steer them in the right direction, because they don't realize that they're fucking their hormones.
Yeah.
And, and once you fuck around young, it's hard to fix it.
That's what I tell them, you know. Seriously, you get like 18, 9-year-olds and asking you, you know, oh, can you get this and should I get on this? I'm like, don't touch it, mate. You know what I mean? You're young. Your testosterone levels are high as it is. Like, you don't need it. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
And
yeah.
if you do touch it now, by the time you get to 30, I said, it's not going to work down there. Basically, you know what I
You're
mean?
not going to do shit.
That's what I tell them that. And as soon as I tell them that, they steer away. They're like,
That's
oh,
it, they
forget
That's
it.
it. They're like, whoa.
Yeah.
Yeah. Ace just said Instagram models using photos from 5 years ago. Yeah, that too.
Oh, 100%.
Yeah.
100%.
Absolutely. There's,
It's
you
a
know,
beautiful
there's,
thing called Photoshop as well.
you know, and that's the thing, you know, you got to steer clear. You got to be able to see who's actually showing you a real side and who's actually not. There's too much bullshit, and that's the thing. Like, you're keeping it real. So much respect, so much love, and I just, like I said, I really look forward to kind of getting to know you guys better, and working with you guys and spreading a positive message, and you know, everyone associating your brand with that kind of a message, with a positive message, that it's for everyone, and it's to be comfortable, you know, to feel good, and that is so powerful, and I love that about you guys. So full kudos to you. Thank you so much for jumping on.
No
I'm
worries.
so glad that we finally got to speak, and I swear to
Us
God, bro,
too.
you're freaking me out looking at you. Like, I swear. I'm next time I see Gary, I'm gonna say, what is with your mate? What is with your mate? That you look like
he's just
twins.
a tiny bit shorter than me. That's all it is.
Okay. Yeah, well, that's not hard for Gary to be shorter than anyone. I didn't say that, I swear to God. Have a good night, guys.
You
I
too.
appreciate it.
We love
We
you.
will, I'll be in touch soon.
Done.
Okay, thank you.
Awesome. Have a good night.
Bye.
See ya.
Bye.
Bye. Okay, Ace, are you around? Walk your talk, yes. Are you going to be here? Are you here? Oh, he's here. Okay. Right. I've been waiting for Ace. This guy, no talks, no shit. Just says it how it is. And that's what I love. Hey!
Hey,
How are you?
I'm traditionally late as always. I apologise.
Yeah. Actually,
Hopeless.
I saw
Bloody
a
hopeless.
meme today saying you invite someone to dinner, and if they're late, you get $1 million. Who are you inviting? So I know who I'm inviting now. I'm guaranteed the meal if I
Sounds like a
invite
safe
you.
bet. Yeah.
How are you?
How's things? It looks good. No, good, really good. Can't complain.
Tell me about
What about yourself?
this new project you've got going. I want to know everything.
Well, there's a few. There's a few happening.
Well, from the beginning, let's go.
Just branching. Well, so obviously I've got branched off into the MMA side of things too. So using a lot of strength and conditioning to get into that. Definitely haven't steered clear of like the power and the bodybuilding aspects, but it's just it's been a really good evolution of it all, because I've always traditionally, as you know, health and fitness first, travel both sides of that, and then incorporate a lot of that back into more functional stuff. So that's been cool,
Yeah.
challenging holding the weight and the muscle and all that good stuff that you work for and that sort of stuff, but you can do it. So I love that, because everyone's like, size, all the normal stuff. So that's good.
Oh my God!
And then
You
more
look like
exciting.
Jerry that was just on too. Holy shit! What
Yeah,
is with you guys all
we seem to
looking
be
alike?
onto something.
Like,
He's
what's
better
fun?
looking though. He looks more pleasant. He was good listening to him. He's a very good guy.
Yeah, absolutely. Hello. He's like, I have quality people that I surround myself with.
Only, yeah.
You know that. You
Yeah.
know that.
Yeah,
So,
absolutely.
now, we were talking earlier on last week in regards to what we were going to discuss tonight. And I said to you, I said, what's getting your goat lately? What's a big one for you? What do we keep coming back to? And you said
Discipline.
Right.
Oh man,
Can we?
where do we
Can
start with
we?
discipline?
Yeah. So, can we? What about it currently? What are you finding is like a common thing at the moment with discipline?
All right. If I put it in a nutshell, so and I won't make it specific to health and fitness. It's across the board. And it ties in from there's this overload of information, right? So internet influences that, Google influences that, social media. Like we've covered some of this stuff on your live talks tonight.
Yeah.
And everyone wants to get something immediately. So, you know, we've just mentioned how many, like you just mentioned about it's an endurance, it's a marathon. Yeah. What was the guy's name that was just on?
Jerry.
He was saying he's trained 20 years. Yeah. I'm going on to, I don't even want to say how long now. It'll be almost 30 years of training. Like, this is a long time.
Are you
And then
even
you
that
got
old,
people.
bro? Like, how old even are you? You're not
I
even
can't
30,
tell you.
are
That's the secret. I'm a vampire. I can't tell you that. No, but and it's like everyone wants that quick result. Now that's fine, but the problem is nobody seems to have a discipline. So they want to learn to be an expert in a field. They don't want to study. They want to train. They don't want to train. They want to diet, get in shape. They don't want to diet. It's the lack of discipline. So, you know, we start a training program, do it for 4 weeks, and I don't look like Arnold Schwarzenegger, and wonder why. Yeah, I try a diet for
and they've
3 days. I'm
their
fucking
diet the whole 4 weeks as well.
yeah, and I'm hungry. I'm hungry on the third day. No shit, because you've been eating crap your whole life. Like, and it stings people because they haven't reached that truth in themselves where it's like, the problem is fucking discipline. You've been disciplined enough to be out of control. You've been disciplined enough to get into the shape that you're in. It's the same level of discipline to change it. And the problem is about change. So I'm finding the underlying factor is like, it's people are not clear in their goals. So we get tugged and pulled into different images, different projections, different ideas every day of the week. There's no true goal, which means you can't be disciplined enough to take any action to get there, you know? So it's frustrating because the quickest way to do anything is to stick to one plan and as many plans at work and do it. So simple. And yeah, I can branch that off into, we could talk about work, careers, relationships, everything. It's the lack of commitment, which means the lack of discipline to make something work. And it really is that simple. So for anybody that's listening and I want to know the miracle of anybody excelling, say yourself, you have an amazing transformation journey, you know. Many people that we know have incredible stories and they didn't create that picture and that story because they half-assed or they Google search some fucking bullshit 20-day, you know, getting ripped for summer program. And, you know, here, take this.
I love that.
Get jacked in 2 fucking weeks. Like, it's just, and I gave up saying this stuff nicely because it's just become a joke. Like, the amount of self-pity and victimizing of herself, it's just like, get over it. Like, there's a plan to do things. You just got to get up, change what you're doing, get a plan that works, get on with it. It's the discipline. It's discipline. Get up every day, eat your meals, do your training,
the fuck you
get over into
it done anyway. Motivation is overrated. Motivation doesn't
exactly.
work. It's the biggest load of shit. But do you find that a lot of people, they jump into this kind of stuff thinking that they want something in general, but really there's things that need to be addressed, obviously, mentally instead? Like, do you think that,
1,000%.
you know, that, you know, so in order to kind of counteract the fucking yo-yo back and forth, the failing, the this and that they should actually recruit someone like yourself that can actually, you know, help them work out some of this shit.
Yeah, absolutely. And like underneath all that, this is the problem. So when it comes to someone like yourself, myself, and we know because we coach these people, we train these people, we've done it. Like, I'm going on my 10th year with Extreme Evolution. Like, you don't survive that long because you don't know what you're fucking doing. Exactly. And there's an underlying factor. It's the fact that we can come at a situation and be real about it. Like, again, I won't use myself. I don't need to. I've got enough examples that blows people's mind and it can't comprehend it. I like to use yours because it's a really nice transformation. You probably can't share half the dark side of it because people can't comprehend it. And this is the problem. A person can't face their own fucking reflection and their own darkness to say, hey, you know what? You fucked up. You need to make the changes. This is why I'm in this boat. It's not my mum, it's not my uncle, it's not the boyfriend, it's not the girlfriend, it's not because I'm broke. It's no reason, because you know what? We've all been there. We've all been there. We're on the other side of that. And we need to listen. So when I grow today, I listen to people that have surpassed me. I don't listen to people that, I like encouragement, but I don't need it. I don't like the crowd that's going, yeah, you're a legend. I don't need that. I don't give a shit about the crowd that says you're shit, because they're usually in a deeper pile of shit than I am. So you need the people beyond you. They usually have answers that you don't have. We got to listen to the answer you have. The only way you do that is you drop your ego, you drop your shit, you drop your excuses. Again, I'll simplify it. And this is the thing, it's tough medicine, but that's what you need to give yourself. You know, we go on Instagram and we're like, oh, you know, emotions, you know, and yeah, they're fine. But if you want to be driven by all the stuff that makes you weak, you're going to be weak. If you want to be driven by things that make you strong, you need to listen to strong people. It's that simple. You gravitate towards what you want to create. And there's no mystery to that. When we talk about the mindset, that's the mystery.
Motivation for, you know, launching kind of Team 2.0, you know, and I learned a lot of this stuff from you, is dealing, and I always say to anyone that's going through the screening process, this is what I'm doing now, because I'm fucking screening because you need to be ready, because I know if you're not ready, I'm not going to be able to help you. I don't want to take you, mate. It's not about that.
Exactly right.
I'm results driven. And I'm invested in you, and you need to be just as invested in those results as I am. So
you can't be more invested in someone than I am.
You know, I say to people, mate, you got to be coachable, open to things that are uncomfortable, and ready to cut your shit, or to even acknowledge that it exists. We're clearing, we're paving the way for fresh new shit. You know?
Exactly.
Stop following the people that make you feel bad.
Or stop following the people that enable you to stay in the place you are. This is the biggest problem. This is why I coined the term cesspool. It's a swamp of shit. Everyone feels sorry for yourself and justifies why you're where you are, but that's fine if you're happy and you're in a good place. When you're not, you can't take that in. Like, it's not healthy.
And I actually say to people, this is all part of why you solicit good people that are actually equipped to guide you through a shit time.
Exactly right. And you have to bring through the shit time to do that.
Send you their shit the same shit that they send everyone else. No, you need someone that's going to have your back and go, this is what's happening now. It fucking hurts, it's whatever, but this is where, just keep going, just persevere, and what do we need? What's coming up for you? What do we need to address?
Yeah, like one of the things, and I'll caution a lot of people that see, because, you know, not everyone is digestible to everyone. Everyone's got a different level. Everyone's got someone they'll connect with. That's totally okay, you know. But something that is because we love Google and and I'm going to keep saying it because it's the fact of the matter. The first thing you do is jump on fucking Google and Instagram and search. That's your research. Like, good for you.
And
if you're going to do that,
find evidence to back whatever you want to believe. So whatever
exactly,
you're going to find evidence to back that.
Well, the nature of Google, the way the engine works, I'll just throw this in there. The actual technology behind Google is it will search based on what your habits are. So if you're searching all this kind of stuff, it's going to give you the closest matches to it. It's like actually designed to do that.
It's like your brain. It looks for evidence to, oh, wow.
It reinforces your own belief. So you can, you know, we like Google, go search how Google works, and that's a bit of a carrot in there.
Wow.
But it's really important. So, yeah, and I love this because I'll get people, they think they're going to screen me in my ability to train. And it's like, okay, you want that squeaky clean, you know, sales, promo, marketed shit on there with some person that you look at them, they've never trained, no accolades, no results, it's just a bullshit sales engine. And that in the intellect is something, oh, this must be good for me, you know. End up bleeding out some money, reinforcing, you know, something that training doesn't work and all that kind of stuff because it sounds nice, you know, oh, you know, this is for you, you know. Whereas probably the best person you can seek that will train or coach you will be the one that will sit there and say, hey, listen, this is what needs addressing, and the things that it's going to hit the nerves, the things that you're not ready to face. Now, you know, some people, like, there's a few comments that I've seen pop up, you know, it's hard and you know, you don't know what you don't know, stuff like that. Yeah, you only know that when, you know, that's why you have people that have been there to tell you what you don't know. Yeah, when we train a dog, right, you reward it every time it does something right. When it doesn't do the right thing, you don't do anything. You have to sit there. Some people punish it, but you don't. You keep repeating. How do we treat a training program or a diet? Oh, it didn't work in 2 days. It mustn't be good. Are you kidding me? So we don't even have the training ethic of an animal right now. Like, this is where we're in 2020, human beings have all this amazing technology, all this amazing information, and we're fucking useless.
Yeah,
That's the fact of it.
Yeah, wow.
There's no, for everything out there, and the amount of health issues, depression issues, all the stuff, now self-diagnosing ourselves with, bipolar, this, day, bullshit. You're hooked on drugs, you're an alcoholic, you got an unhealthy lifestyle. Don't fucking bullshit about mental conditions when you don't even go see a mental professional. Like,
That's
we,
right.
we just reinforce our own beliefs. Now, until, like you said, you've got to be coachable.
Yes.
So when I get a coach,
Important.
I listen to them. I shut my fucking mouth. I listen and learn everything I do not know and change my perspective to see what they're looking at me. I don't care about my perspective when I'm being coached.
Yeah.
That's how I learn.
Yeah.
Yeah, because if I'm going to sit there and challenge a coach on, well, this is how I've done, why do I have a coach for? I just look in the mirror and say how good I am. I'll just say I'm fantastic. I don't need coaching. I'm great. And this is what IG does. You do a post, you do your, this is my life, this is why I am, get your likes, you reinforce it, and you're great. Okay, how's that working?
Yeah.
Did it work? No. 20 years go past.
Yeah, and that's what I say to people too. I said, because I've been through it and I tried to manipulate coaches when it was too hard and I couldn't be bothered doing it, and I'd use the, oh, poor me, I'm fat and whatever card. I know when to call you on your bullshit, and I know when it's time for support is actually needed.
Exactly.
I don't care what certificates you've got, that qualifies me more than most people. You know what I mean? Like,
it's the experience.
I've done a full apprenticeship with amazing people. It's not just what I've got my certificates for, it's the apprenticeship that I've done behind people. I've learned from you. I continue to learn every day from JP, Tui, Amy, like, you know what I mean? And you're all
absolutely.
got a question about something, you just, as you're doing now, you just fucking lay it out there. And that's where I'm learning, like, because of this is why I'm able to, well, I'm confident to be able to do better than most people that have got a certificate and just never done anything.
And I'll reinforce what you're saying, like, and I'll say this too. So you look at so personally, you look at me that way. I'll tell you now, I was more full of shit than anybody out there. I fucking knew everything.
Love it.
Knew everything. Nobody could fucking tell me anything. I was the biggest asshole, biggest know-it-all. I knew fucking everything. I Google searched the world. I did every course. I'd say, look, when you're saying about calling someone out on bullshit, I've made every fucking excuse you can't even imagine. And you think you're going to pull some shit over, but my metabolism this or my head's this. I don't give a fuck. I know.
Yes.
Trust me, I know. I know what it's like to be hungry and do the cheat meal and bullshit and say, oh, I was starving to death. I was going to die if I didn't have it. Fuck off. Seriously.
Yes.
It's just like, you just got to cut the shit. It's that simple. It really is that simple. You know that. I know that. Many of the people that on this call, I've seen the names coming through. Everyone knows that. And then most people that won't be able to digest this, they haven't reached that point of evolution themselves where it's like, I can look in the mirror and go, you know what? Like, if you can't maintain a state of movement, you can't reinforce yourself, you're not going to get there. You need to be able to self-generate.
Obviously, something needs to be addressed if this is hitting a nerve.
Exactly.
If you think that if you feel attacked, you need to fucking sort your shit, bro. Like, if you're watching this and you're feeling attacked, then there's something coming up for you that needs to be addressed.
Yeah, and that's cool because, like, at the end of the day, if that's not the point, if that's the point you're at, that's okay because I'll know what that space is like too. Like, there were plenty. Some of the people I listened to the most initially, I was like, it's funny, it's ironic because many of you on here will think this of me. This guy's a fucking ranting lunatic. So I used to love, like, I still do, C.T. Fletcher. Like, not many people can actually listen to him.
They can't can't see past the profanities and all of that kind of stuff. They don't actually.
That's right.
They can't hear the
everyone's a different thing. Yeah. And that's the thing. And you got to know what, like, usually, like you said, when it hits a nerve, it's so true. When it hits a nerve, but something you're scared of causes the like far out. The nature of training philosophy is to do the most uncomfortable thing to reap the biggest benefit, to develop yourself, expand yourself. It's uncomfortable, you do it. That will train you. Same thing with fear. So yeah, it's when you feel, you said motivation is bullshit. It's 100% true. I'm not motivated today. That's when you do it, because then you're disciplining yourself that when you feel bad, you're going to do the thing that changes the feeling. I've had this conversation all year. It's not about your fucking feeling running you. It's about doing the things that are going to be of benefit to you, that you generate yourself, not seek the external to change your feeling. Not, I don't feel like, if you don't feel like it today, it means you haven't done the right thing for yourself.
That's right.
And that means you could be sitting in bed. Who's going to feel good sitting in bed? Oh, I should really do this. And you're thinking about it for 3 hours. Yes, everyone likes to sleep, but at the end of the day, if you're not doing something that's in your fulfillment, and that's not in line with your goals, you're not going to feel good. You're not going to feel good till you start acting on it.
Yeah.
And everyone knows, as soon as you get moving, you start kicking those goals. Could be as small as making the bed. Could be as small as going for a jog or a walk around the block. So you're starting the baby steps. Guess what? Your feelings change. I'm having a great day. I started a bad day. I've changed it. I'm proud of myself. Oh, guess what? That gains momentum. So if you haven't fucking done this, start it tomorrow. Get up and go for a walk and see how it feels.
Yeah,
Don't sit there and argue. Don't Google it.
Yes.
Just do it. Just go do it.
Okay, so you were saying, and you were being pretty open about that you were an asshole and that you've had ego and all of that kind of
100%.
stuff, and like, what was like the tipping point? Like, where did you realize that you were a dickhead? That you were,
For me, it goes back to my darkest times. I totally fucked my life. I was that selfishly driven that everybody was at fault. Every situation around me was a problem. I was well into steroids and no control there. So everything to do with my psyche was narcissistic, one way, one thing. And, and I carry that to this day. It's a big motivator of change, because when you see so far and you realise, I didn't have nowhere else to turn. I didn't have nowhere else to blame. It was just like, shit, I'm literally stuck there looking at my fucking self. You got that.
This is so, dude, I am so, I'm loving this. I love the fact that you're so transparent, that you can share that you did a lot of shit, and that, there did come a time where you had to actually address it or fall deeper into this fucking hole.
Absolutely. Yeah. And this is the thing. Everyone has their point, their trigger that would do that. And yeah, for me, it was just like, all the things, I guess at that point, many of the things I put that same energy into, which I felt was good and that drove the ego, it was from the wrong place. So I think earlier we were talking about money, not being a driver and a motivator. So it was very similar to that. So when you externalize the driving force, so everything I had done reflected the ego, not what I was really, what I'm about now, which is empowering other people. Yeah. And it's interesting because on this side of it, you get that type of person that I was attacking me now, because I was exactly like what they're doing now.
Dude, if you could actually go back and tell that person something, what would you tell him? What would you say to yourself?
I'd kick his head in.
Yeah.
So spend a night in a room with him and have, jokes aside, it would be a big intervention, and I gave myself that intervention. Yeah. It was something where I guess the things that I felt a lot of self-pity, like people I felt weren't around, but then at the later time I was like, well, I understood why that was. And that was me being very selfish and at the same time pushing back, because you know it all. So why would anyone need to help you? Because you're acting like you got it all under control. So, we use IG. Everyone acts like they got this great picture, but behind the scenes, you're sitting there fucking gorging on chocolate on the bed, doing a post of you 5 years ago looking great on the beach. Like, it's bullshit. So on the outside, I had that hard exterior, and not that that's changed, but the authenticity wasn't there. So it was hiding a lot in it. Whereas when you come back to it, and I had to do a lot to revamp that, where it was like, well, what is it in this that I want to keep? And what is it that I've learned that I was more, and I learned I was more passionate to share that, to not let, and specifically to health and fitness, because, especially, and in the bodybuilding world, and, when you go into performance enhancement, when you go into alcohol, when you go into drugs and the party lifestyles and all that sort of stuff, there's some really dark holes in there, and people want to, and I was there, you want to act like you can juggle it all and it's going to be healthy. No, it's not healthy. When you make those decisions, there's going to be a cost. If you don't accept that there's going to be a cost, you can't be responsible for the costs. And then you're oblivious to it and it catches up with you. Now, if you're making a decision to make certain, choices around that, then you got to make it the most responsibly and not impact on yourself and not impact on others. And they're very big things. So everyone's got, I don't pass judgment on that. What I do is where a person's at is to support that, where they're at. So, and, you're asking about these new projects. So the AMO project, which is the Men's Action Group, is very much around that. So there's a grey area where men's health is definitely, not only under attack, but it's also not supported in a way that many people see fit, because it goes straight into institutionalization and treatment, which is, they're definitely credible, need to do that. But take somebody knee deep in the shit that wants to neck themselves, or they're knee deep in drugs and that, you can't talk to them and get them into a doctor's office or a rehab center and be effective. If it was, there'd be statistics to support that. There isn't. So this grey area is very passionate to me, because I've been there for one. So, I want to share that experience. Two, I want to help any person, and there's plenty of people that, that there along these years that have done that, that they avoid some of these pitfalls, So obviously relevant to, us, health, fitness, bodybuilding, training, and that. I get asked all the time about steroids, performance enhancements, drugs. Like it's cool, and most people get a very big surprise with my answer. They get a fucking hard talking to. And it's that comes from that space. And that's, I feel, even though I would never repeat that, it certainly is a way I can use those experiences to then benefit other people, and then that, I don't give two shits whether people judge it and they want to stick to my darkest hours. That's their problem. That's not mine. I've had to resolve it. I've had to move forward.
Do you find that a lot of people can't actually get past the fact that you have turned the corner, that you are trying to do good things, and just try and kind of anchor you to a time pre all of this, pre
to be honest,
and stuff.
It's been much more, initially it did, but it's been much more reflective of where a person's at than where I'm at, because at the end of the day, it didn't change what I'm going to do on the day. So it just becomes an energy drainer. So I'm not going to try and change a person's perception. All I'm going to do is have my experience with you. So if your idea of me is negative, then I'm going to let you have that and keep that. I'm not going to try and convince you otherwise. You go on and do.
It's actually none of your business. It's their business.
And if it is your business and it's relevant and you want to do that, then all I suggest is, well, you know what? You could spend that time, maybe training, maybe reading, maybe doing something more interesting, maybe finding someone that inspires you instead of trying to tear someone down.
That's it.
There's many other.
Other people's opinions of you are not. It's none of your business. Their opinions of you are their own.
Oh yeah, absolutely, yeah.
But it's hard to get. Some people can't wrap their heads around that sometimes, and they get caught up in.
But at the same token, people can't wrap their heads around if you do dangerous drugs, you're going to be fucked for it. Or if you eat ice cream every night, you're going to have weight problems, health problems. People can't wrap their heads around really simple things. So I've just learned not to people that are receptive. I will give them 10,000%.
Yeah.
And people that aren't receptive, I don't need to. I don't try.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah. I know who to invest energy into and who not to now too, because some people just want to hear what they want to hear. They don't actually want to hear the truth, or they don't want to be coached. They just want you to enable where they're at that time. And I don't do that anymore. I don't do that because I didn't want that, and it never served.
Ain't nobody got time.
Yeah, I ain't got time for that stuff, like, ever. Because you know what? It didn't serve me. And if I want to be of service to you, I can't do that.
Yeah, exactly.
You know,
Exactly right.
it's all about of being of service. So what else have you got going on at the moment?
Just keep
You've
them
got the
busy.
men's
Keep them busy.
action group.
Yeah, we've got that. We've got the MMA happening. Got the I got a few things I'm looking at in the year competition wise. So we'll see what happens there.
Yeah, bro. Like
And then
you're just like doing it all at the moment. Like you're
too
flying.
much energy. I've got to use the energy. Yeah.
Yeah.
Keep
Well,
moving. Keep on going. Keep just keep rolling on.
well, keep doing what you're doing, because as you're learning and as you're putting it out there, I'm learning too. And I
Well,
want to
thank you.
actually thank you, because I have learned a lot from you over, and we've had some pretty like conversations that people won't talk to you honestly about it, whatever, so that I can actually learn, and I am a better person, and I'm able to be of more service to people because of the contribution that you have made to me and that you can continue to make. And I keep saying to everybody, when if they solicit kind of me, that with me comes you, comes other
Thank
people.
you.
And if I'm ever stuck, I'm never too proud to say, hey, Ace, this, and this. Can you help me? You know what I mean? Like, I'm never too proud, and I'm never gonna stop learning. And I really want to thank you and acknowledge
Well,
you
that means
for
a
that,
lot. I really
because a lot of
appreciate
people
that.
don't they won't actually, and they feel insecure about sharing their knowledge, and it's like they feel like you're trying to disempower them in some way by them, by
Yeah,
asking them to empower you with some more like wisdom or lessons, and
it's the opposite.
that's, you see that and you get that, and
Yeah.
I really hope that you continue to, I don't know, you fucking will. You're going to change the world, Ace. Mark my words. Like, you come back
As
to
long
me
as
when
I
you do
change
it.
a few people's worlds, that's all that counts.
Well, you don't know what they're going to go on to do. So,
Yeah. And look, I tell you, like you're on that same thing. Everyone's looking up to what you're doing. Like you're inspiring too. Like that's huge, huge, huge thing you've done. So everyone's keen watching where you're going to end up or
mate,
your
best is
journey.
yet to come, my friend. Watch
That's
this
it. That's
space.
always it.
The best
Yeah.
is always yet to come. Something
Yeah.
awesome happens. It's not as good as it gets. It just keeps getting
That's
better.
it. And this is life. This is living. That.
We grow,
It's not what's
and
gone. It's
and
what's
I say
ahead.
to everybody, I even said to Arzi today, in regards to the photo that I shared, she goes, oh, hang on a minute, I'm not too sure. And I said, okay, that's fine, I'm on your cues, but remember that it's in the time of discomfort and whatever that we grow. She's like, oh, go ahead and
Exactly.
do it. You know what I mean? Like, you need to
Yeah.
get comfortable with being uncomfortable.
You gotta seek it. Like that's a new thing that I'm putting out a lot. Like I know it's a lot more there I use the word aggressive. Like it's that hunter mentality. It's not about hunting, it's beyond hunting goals, it's hunting yourself, which means when you got the discomfort, when you got that feeling, you look for it. Like if you even have it in you, hunt it down and get it. Like, if the thing that wants to stop you, you gotta chase that. It's not about hunting the outside of that. Like that's all great. That will become side effects. Like when you hunting those things in yourself, like Eric Thomas had the best version of saying this about the lions and gazelles, but he's used it one time. I heard him say it differently, where it was like the biggest difference is the lions love to hunt. They wake up ready to hunt. The gazelle wakes up ready to run. They're two different modalities.
Oh, wow.
Waking up, wanting to hunt. That's your purpose. Hunt your goal. So you don't wake up trying to avoid the traps, trying to avoid this is uncomfortable. No. You look like everyone puts the lion memes up there. Fucking go look at these things, how they operate. You look at them, they do not budge, they do not flinch, it doesn't matter how ridiculous it is. They're going for it. You look at a gazelle, and they flinch at the grass, and it's exactly reflective of this mindset. You know what I mean? And I can even I don't like going religious. It's not a religious thing, but even in the Bible, they coin about the lion. A lion's one of the few creatures used in it for that mentality.
Yeah.
You know, and it's like it's an important thing to get. Like everything is a mindset, and it's not trying to sound cliche. It's to simplify. Anybody that likes to make it cloudy out there, it is the mindset. If you're not hunting the things that are making you weak, no one's going to do it for you.
Can you say the lion and the gazelle thing again? Because I think I found it like one of my first T-shirts that I'm going to make with Jerry. What is it?
I'll say it. I'll find the clip that he says it in too. But it's pretty much so the lion will wake up. When it wakes up, it's go time. It's ready to hunt. It lives to hunt. That's its sole purpose.
Yeah.
The gazelle wakes up. It's ready to run. It wants to survive. It needs to flee. It runs from its problems just to run another day.
I love that.
So you're gonna hunt another day, or you're gonna run another.
Pumped me up. Like actually, like when you hear something
the way he says
that
it
affects
too,
you.
Yeah, it's huge. The way he says it's just right on point. I'll find it. I'll dig it up. I'll send it to you. Like it's really good.
Absolutely. No. That's the shit there.
He's
That's
carried on the Lions and Gazelle with me for 10 years, and when he said this version of it, I was like, man, how did you even upgrade like that? But that's the whole point.
Mate, you're all about the evolution, and you're questioning.
Yeah, exactly.
Like,
yeah. It was perfect. I was like, Fario, you just made that even better. It was so cool. Just got the goosebumps, you know what I mean?
Hunt the things that scare you, hunt the things that restrict you, hunt the things that, paralyze you from moving forward,
Exactly right.
Don't be a gazelle. They're beautiful, but they run. It's exhausting.
and you know what? Even if you want to be, this is the thing. Because I don't actually like to separate it, but if you're on that side of it, then don't fucking pretend you're a beast or lion. Be that and do it well. It's okay. Not everybody.
There's no judgment.
Not everyone needs
okay
to try and be something huge. That's okay, because what's big and huge in life to one person is not the same in another. Like it doesn't apply to everyone. Embrace it. Embrace what you are.
What I view success as what you view is it looks different to everyone.
Totally different. Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah, just embrace you. Like, be authentic. I always say authentic. Who are you? Most people can't answer. Who are you? What are you about? What do you love? What are you passionate about? What do you want to do? All it is, I wanted to do this. I thought about doing this. My parents, but just answer the fucking question. What do you want to do with your life? And do it.
How many people, they don't know who they are. You're saying, who are you?
They can't answer.
They actually don't know. They've never let themselves come up with an answer. They never explored that. They were just too busy trying to achieve what they think they need to achieve. Or, thinking like that. Like I asked someone one time in regards to, do you have any goals? And this person had never actually been asked that before and never actually set any in life. And I said, okay, well, what do you want? He goes, to buy a house. And I went, do you really want to buy a house, or do you think that's something that you should want to do? And he goes, I don't actually want to buy a house. And I said, well, what sets your soul on fire? And he said, cars. And as he said it, his chest opened up like a pigeon. He got excited. I said, see what just happened to your body then? Go with that. Go with what excites you. The fact that nobody ever, they set goals that they think they need to be setting.
Yeah.
They don't actually, like they just don't allow themselves to get excited over things that they think, oh, why are you doing that for? They're going to get judged for that, like, because they actually give a fuck.
Yeah, just follow your highest excitement all the time.
Follow your joy.
All the time.
Follow your joy. I'm always saying.
What are you alive for? Like, what do you like? Again, look at a dog. A dog could teach most humans 99% of what we fucking get wrong. They don't give a fuck. They just love. They just do what's exciting and they just get on.
Far out, man. I want to be a rich dog.
Huh?
The rich people's dogs, they live the good life.
No, I don't know. Yeah. Oh, God.
Look at this. He's like, what the fuck was that? That's
But
hilarious.
keep it
But
simple.
yeah, no,
I think
I just,
that's a good way to sum it up. What you just said. It's about following your highest excitement. You do that, and it's always going to lead you in the right direction.
yeah, keep it simple. Don't try and overcomplicate something that is actually simple. People try and make things fancy. People try and label things. You know, sometimes something is just what it is, and it just is. It's nothing.
There's
It
no
just
mystery.
is.
Yeah, exactly
No,
right.
you don't need to create a story. You don't need to make it fit anywhere. It can just be.
Yeah,
And
just be. If it's no good, leave it alone. Doesn't serve, leave it alone.
that's
If it's
exactly
good, keep
right.
it.
You know, anything that disempowers you, or anyone that disempowers you, whether it be family or whatever, see you later. You know, it doesn't have to be messy. You can just bow out gracefully.
Exactly.
Um, if they're actually killing you, you know, because that's what they do. They're killing you. Like, they may not physically be killing you, but they are killing you because you're dying if you're not living, like I said, to your highest excitement or to your joy, following your joy. You're not living. So they're basically killing you. So you have to bow out gracefully and go, you know what? I got this. I got this, and I'm going to do my thing. You
Yeah,
do
wish them
yours, I
well.
do
Good luck.
mine. No
That's it.
judgment, and you know.
Yeah,
But yeah, killing your spirit. You're right, Wendy. You know, people do that because I find it's because they haven't got the balls to be what you're trying to be, and they just don't want you to do that, to chase that, to, you know. I think that's what it
definitely.
is. If I'm not going to do it, then I don't want you to do it because I don't have the balls to do it.
Exactly. Yeah.
But then the other people don't realise that by doing that, they may inspire those people to go, you know what, fuck it. They just did it. So they're either going to join or they're going to fuck off. And either way, it's a blessing.
Yeah. I find in most cases it comes, like, everyone's in their own time. And unfortunately, because of what you just said, it's like usually those people that are kind of like, it's like they're, so we form relationships, you have friendships, you have families, you have partnerships, all that sort of stuff. You have those connections based on, if you want to call it frequency, the level you're at, whatever it is. Now, obviously, anyone in a growth state, an evolutionary state, chasing those goals, that's a higher frequency than someone that's not. So for some point in time, you're going to align, and at some point in time, that frequency is going to change. Just like a radio station, you dial it, it starts changing. You tune, it's sharp, you start moving out, it's going to get static. It's exactly like this. Now, if the other person is not in a growth state, or even you're just purely on a different path, if people are aware of that, it's okay, because like you said, you can bow out and wish, well, okay, we're going different paths. But the person that is not in a growth state, so if you're not in a growth state, you're either very still, which it won't be static, but most people it's not. It's a decay state. You're there, you're settled, everything's on top of you, everything's a reason not to get something done. When you reflect that, you're reflecting the exact opposite. So like magnets, it's like instead of the magnets connecting, they're splitting apart. And that's exactly what that type of person does. They're tearing at you. They give all the things that you are doing, the things they wouldn't do, like you just said. And by attacking it, it's to reinforce their own belief system. So if they succeed in attacking you and breaking your confidence down and breaking your will down, then they're right, which means they keep it connected. They keep you on the same frequency because they're reinforcing their belief system. Now, you continuing to go, and if they don't change that, that frequency changes, you reinforce your belief system. But they've also still reinforced their belief system because they won't look to you. They won't look to you as, oh, wow, you're right in most cases until they change their ego state. Until the ego state changes, because this kind of static doesn't happen when someone's evolved past ego. If anybody wants to take anything out of this, like out of this whole conversation, do your homework on the fucking ego as a faculty of the person, not as something, like, it's a part of us. If we don't control the ego, if we don't have a grip on it, right, it's like a spoiled brat. It will throw a tantrum, it will do whatever the hell it wants to do, even against you, just based on what you do unconsciously. So learn how to master the ego so that you don't ignore it. The ego is healthy. It's what makes you an individual, but you need to keep it in check. And you got to understand, your ego is not bigger or has authority or has a place or has anything over anybody out there. So I can say all this stuff. Right, all this stuff I'm saying now, I say so strongly. It's still just my experience. I'm not going to try and convince anybody out here that it's right or it's wrong. I'm simply saying this is my experience. If you want to know more about it, I'll talk about it all day. If you don't want to know about it, that's cool. That's okay. Because I know you have different perspectives and I can expand on it. If you don't want to hear it, that's okay. I'm not going to be hurt by that. I'm okay with that. Because myself and my experience and people that I've managed to serve and help, it's worked. And I'll continue to grow from that part and continue to do my best. And maybe, it will change again. But that's the key thing to get a hold on, because once you release that ego, you start thinking from a different space. You start understanding how it's important to keep yourself fulfilled. You start understanding why goals are important. You start understanding why discipline's important. So if there's anything you can take away from this, that's that's a good space to work on first.
Take notes. I like I always get you've changed. I said, fucking oath I have.
You hope so. Absolutely.
Absolutely. I'm like,
we don't want to change. Okay, cool. So you settle.
So. And I always say, it's sad that you haven't. In the same spot, and they're just like, you changed. And I said, I know. Isn't it great?
I like this. There's a paradox, a universal paradox. So one of the constants of the universe in all existence is everything always changes. Everything in the universe changes, and that never changes. That's the paradox. Everything changes.
Yeah, except that.
And to resist change is essentially resisting the flow of fucking the universe. So imagine what kind of fucking ego you have to sit there and go, I need to change. But the whole universe is changing around you.
Yeah.
So there's some food for thought.
I love that. That is so good. I think you've blown a few fucking minds tonight. But thank you for.
I want to crack some cognac open and talk all night.
Definitely, we need to get on again, and I think a lot of people are going to watch this over and over again. I think they're going to get something different each time. There's just been so much. But I actually just want to again acknowledge you for actually being honest. It takes something special to actually admit that you used to be in a dark place, that you had fucked up in life, and that you not so much saw the light, but something shifted for you, and now you're actually, instead of being in a victim state, you're in a place of service to help people out of that place that you're in, and that's a big deal, and not many people actually can publicly admit, and we've all fucked up hugely. It's not, we're adults, we don't go through life without these shit, but it's a big deal to actually share in hopes to actually inspire, and that's beautiful. And I really, I'm a fan anyway. Fucking everyone.
Yeah, thank you.
And it was funny meeting you just before leaving Albury, so I'm so glad that we actually just
cross paths aligned.
Cross paths,
good.
Just briefly before I come back to Sydney. I'm really glad, and it's so funny because all the people that I know, from the gym and JP and everyone, they all know you. It's just so funny. It's we were connected anyway, but you just I'm so.
It's one of those synchronicities, isn't it?
Weird.
Yeah, it's awesome.
Wendy's I totally fucked up. I'm sure you've got a story or two, Wendy. I'm sure you got a story or two. We'll get to those one day, don't worry, because I want to know.
Look, anybody out there who feels you got some bad things that you feel, the guilt, the weight, that doesn't go. But at the same time, I will say this: your biggest fuck ups, the learnings, you work through that, you face that, you know, they can become the greatest strengths and the most empowering things that you can give others. You know what I mean? Because you walk. Yeah, I don't mean, when I say this to people, and only a few people, there's a few people on this line that will actually know exactly what I mean when I say this. But generally speaking, I talk about, I say this very sarcastically, but there's a lot of truth in it. It's like, if you go to a foreign country, right, you get a tour guide. Are you going to want a fucking local, or are you going to want somebody that's never been there? I use the same thing, but I use hell as the metaphor. It's like, it doesn't phase people that have been there and they're comfortable with it. And I'm not saying that, I'm just saying it you're growing yourself where you know that idea of a dark place and hell and all that is very much self-inflicted. We create that. So when you can get past that, then you realize how much you can help others that may need it, and use that experience for that. And that's the light in it, because it's not just about, you got to pull yourself out first. First and foremost, it's got to be about you. You got to be well past whatever demons or whatever stuff you got there. That has to be done before. Like, yeah, a lot of people like to help and coach people. Like, I know that many fucking junkies on here trying to be life coaches and shit. It's like, get the fuck, like, stop talking, you know? Yeah. You got to deal with your own stuff first, and I understand the will to want to help, but you can't help if you haven't helped yourself, because you don't have a total perspective, you don't have a proper understanding of what's required, you know. But it's important to be. I'm just saying this more as a hope. If you're feeling dark or you feel like there's something weighing heavy on you, just understand that the more you can. I don't want to put haste on it, but just take it as an appeasing factor. You can use that experience that might seem so heavy right now. It will serve yourself and other people down the track, you know. So and that becomes a blessing, you know. I can't tell you like how many, at least young guys, even some of the older guys that are older than me, you know, I've certainly been able to coach them through some really fucking hard situations, you know. And that's on the back of a lot of shit. A lot of people are like sticking to my past and you know, throwing their bullshit out, you know, throwing their issues out on me and all that stuff, you know. That's okay. You can do that. It doesn't, like, you can poke and prod all you want. But when you're past a certain point in yourself, you don't go back there. You know, the question I'll put to those people is, why do you need to go there? You know, obviously you haven't been there yet. Yeah, so it's always, I say that as encouragement.
To your own shit.
Yeah, exactly right.
You know, if you don't want to deal with your own stuff, you're not going to look inwards. Where are you going to look at? Outwards. You know,
outwards.
Don't judge everybody else. And yeah, it's actually something that I find a lot. Like you know, when I pop the comments or whatever about the past or anything like that, you just you know, it's got nothing to do with you. It's they're masking and band-aiding fucking shit in there. They don't even want to acknowledge it. It's not even band-aiding. They just don't even want to know it fucking exists. So they got to project their shit onto you. And I learned that, and I'm still learning it, you know. But now I'm in total allowance of it, because I have finally learned that it's none of my business.
Yeah.
It's not. I'm in allowance, because if I'm in allowance of you being in a bad state, then I'm in allowance of me. Like it's like of me to be able to be in that state if I ever need to be. Whereas if I judge someone, then I'll never allow myself to be like that. So learning to be in total allowance of everything and not functioning ever from a place of judgment or right or wrong, good or bad. It just is at points of view. That's an interesting point of view. That's what I'm constantly saying. That's an interesting point of view, because if you're in question, then you learn and you grow. It's like exploratory. Whereas if you're looking for an answer or a judgment or whatever, that's a conclusion, and you die. It dies there. Like there's no growth in that. There's no whatever. So I'm always saying to people, always be in question. Don't look for answers. Look for questions. Look for the right questions.
Exactly.
You get to the right
question. Clarify. Question. Clarify.
That leads you to where you need to go. It's all question, and I learned that from my sister, and I'm forever grateful. She facilitated that awakening in me. You know, that consciousness to question. So, Yeah,
Yeah,
it's pretty
it's
big
good.
shit. Like, you know, to learn to question. And I always say, once you learn the questions, the rest is easy.
Yeah,
What is this? Can I change it? What can I do with it? Who can help me with it? Like, you know,
yeah.
whatever. Just leads you to wherever you need to go.
Always seeking, always.
Always, that's it. Seeking. It is. It's
Yeah.
that seeking. You know, like, you know, they make machines to mine for Bitcoin or some shit. You know, like it's seeking.
Yeah,
We can be one of
yeah.
those things. We're always seeking.
Exactly
That's
right.
right. Yeah, we wake up to hunt.
That's it. I'm
That's
gonna
it.
find it for you and I'll send it. You'll love
Yeah,
it.
do that. Do that. Well, I just want
Yeah.
to thank you so much for joining, and I
No,
really
thank
want to do this
you.
again soon. And I
Definitely.
hope that in the future that we can collaborate on a really good community project or something. I'd really love to work with you closely.
Yeah.
And again, thank you for all the, you know, time you've given me and the questions that you've answered for me, and yeah, taught me on a real level, not just, you know, you've done the like the learning from the books and all that kind of stuff, but then, you know, your life experience has added to kind of everything that you've given me, and I really appreciate it.
It's a pleasure. Thank you.
Thank you.
Looking forward to seeing it all.
Yeah, hard, absolutely, and I hope to see you soon in
You
person.
will.
Beautiful.
Don't
All
worry.
right,
I
have a
might be
good
coming
night.
to Sydney in the next few weeks, so
Yeah, beautiful.
we'll
Do
let
it.
you know. Yeah.
If you come and you don't tell, mate, you know,
Don't worry. All good.
all good. All right,
All
no
right.
worries. Have a good night. Thank you so much,
Thank you, everyone. Thank
and I
you.
will speak to you soon.
No worries. Take care. Thanks so much.
See ya.
Bye. Bye.
Bye. So how holy shit, like that was really something awesome. And this will be on my page so anyone can watch it back if you need to tag someone that needs to hear some harsh truths, or, you know, anyone that you feel may be suited to Team 2.0 to move forward with a few things in life, tag them. But I just want to thank everyone for, tuning in onto my Monday Night Live, and we will see you again next Monday.